Hello, my name is Chris Spearman. I'm Director of Merchandising in Catalyst. I've been with ScanSource for 11 and a half years. Catalyst only 5 months, but prior to that I was in the POS and barcode division doing various roles.
Hi, and I'm Janice Thompson. I'm a Director of Merchandising in Catalyst Telecom. I'm about to celebrate my 6th anniversary with Catalyst, and as you can see by our pictures, being in merchandising causes you to lose hair.
Both of us. Janice, really? Sales had Jason Bourne, and you put a picture of an old guy drinking beer?
Okay, so first of all, Spearman, he's got beer. We're between you and the beer, which makes us the most interesting people right now, right? But he's the most interesting man in the world, and we have the most interesting job. It's true.
It's still lame.
Well, what would you suggest then?
A Ferrari.
A Ferrari? How a Ferrari?
Yeah, it's like us. We're fast, sleek, and we're totally awesome.
That's true. That's true. Well, but you know, it's kind of wrong because ScanSource is a lot like a Ferrari, right? They're sleek, they're fast, good looking, and but we're more like the engine.
What?
Well, you know, lots of moving parts, getting in there, dirty, and think about it. What happens if the engine doesn't work on a car?
Yeah, I get it. It totally goes out of whack and messes
nothing
up.
works. Yeah, nothing works. And so that's why we have the most interesting job, because in merchandising, we actually do a lot of things. Let's take a look under the hood and see a couple of the things that we do in merchandising to help you sell. One of the first things that we do is we do marketing. You may not be aware of this, but all of the programs and promotions that you see start with your product managers at Catalyst Telecom. We work with our vendors to come up with programs that work for you. Things that are going to be interesting to you to help you increase revenue, to help you generate new leads, all things like that. I have a couple of examples up here of some annual campaigns that are either going on or that we've done. These weren't brought up and thought up by our vendors. These were thought up by merchandising. The other thing that we do is we put together newsletters. How many of you get News from the Edge today? Hopefully everybody? So News from the Edge, you probably got in the last one a notice that we've taken the News from the Edge newsletter and we're changing it a little bit. We're tweaking it so that we now have 3 separate newsletters so that you get the content that you want to see anytime you want to see it. So whether you're in the SMB space or enterprise space, or if you're focused solely on networking, we've got newsletters that speak to you. We also help write the content, right? We have lots of feeds and speeds from our vendors. It's our job to make sure it gets translated into terms that help you grow your business. But then let's not forget about education, right? Without education, the marketing doesn't really mean much. So we also start programs, web seminars, road shows, and things that can support your education process with your salespeople. And of course, there's always the inventory piece.
So inventory. Everybody says they have inventory. But at Catalyst, we look at it slightly different. We always are looking at market trends, what's going on out in the environment, not only within the industry that we're in, but overall technology. And we also look at the buying seasons. So we do a lot of analysis. For instance, we just came out of the education buying season. So we brought in a lot of products that were geared toward that education buying season for that time. We're currently in the government and power buying seasons, so we've brought products in to bulk up on that to help you get through that. We also manage what we call run rate business, and run rate business is our day-to-day inventory, the stuff that you're ordering, maybe onesie-twosies to help fill in customer needs. So we manage that as well. The other thing we do is we work closely with sales and business development reps. We will bring in inventory for large deals prior to you needing it. That way what we can do is we can stage it and have it to your end user when you need it with no delays on your part. So you look good to your end user. We also manage the RMA and the return process, so that allows you guys to go out and do what you do best, which is sell.
That's right. We also work with sales support. So we know our vendors' processes inside and out. And so we can help educate our salespeople, but we're also able to navigate internally within that vendor organization to find answers to things that maybe you need to have some information on. We also make sure that our sales reps are the best educated salespeople in the industry. We're proud of their certifications, and we make sure that they're up to date, not only on sales certifications, but that they're aware of brand new product releases so that they can help support you. You know, Jason Bourne didn't become Jason Bourne all by himself, right? Okay, the name maybe, but the rest of it, he had some help. And we also work really closely with our Catalyst sales reps to help solve problems that you may have internally if it's a logistical thing. So think of processes, like how do your part numbers come from us if you're on EDI? Do they flow into your system properly, or do we need to tweak that a little bit? Do you have a special request on ways that we can integrate better with you operationally? They'll engage, the sales team will engage merchandising for that. And then last but not least, we also maintain special pricing programs. We know our vendors' programs inside and out to make sure you're getting the proper discounting up front and that there aren't any questions in the end.
Then you might not think of merchandising, which is typically an operationally function in most organizations. But we also are involved with business development, much like sales and our BD teams in the field. We are responsible for making sure that our product managers are up to date on the latest products, technologies, solutions, and are offering those solutions and coming up with new solutions to provide to our sales reps and for you guys. So we're involved with that process on a daily basis. We also look at ways for you to increase revenue by coming up with promotions, and we will even work with you on creating customized business plans for you or with you for specific vendors. And then lastly, not least though, we work with you as we're an advocate for you guys back to the vendor community. We'll introduce you to the right people, make sure you're getting tied in with the people you need to know out in the field, advocate and tell your story, and go from there so you look like a hero to the vendor community, so we tell them what you're doing. And Janice, how can resellers utilize Catalyst merchandising?
I'm really glad you asked that, Spearman. I've been waiting. I've been waiting. So there are great ways that you can help leverage this. One of the ways that you can do is as you're planning strategic relationships with vendors, whether you're onboarding a new vendor or you want to deepen your relationship, as you go through your planning phases, ask your Catalyst sales rep to bring that product manager in on those planning sessions. They can certainly help you navigate the programs, take a look at what's important to you, make sure that we have everything in line. The second thing that you can do is as you're rolling out products or you're rolling out a large install, ask your Catalyst sales rep to engage the product manager on a call. We know a lot about lead times and product releases and things that can help ensure your success there. And so if you engage merchandising up front, a lot of times we'll know about delays that may not necessarily be communicated out there. We can help you with that. And then third, provide your Catalyst sales rep insight into forecasting so that we can make sure that that product that you need for those projects is there that day that you need it. So we really appreciate your coming today. There's beer later, right? But first, John Gilliard.